Good morning. Bitcoin blast past 53K. The bankers buying. JP Dimon, the CEO of JP Morgan, he sold $150 million worth of JPM. It's a trend that we're starting to see from some of the world's biggest billionaires like Jeff Bezos, Mark Zuckerberg. What we want to do is find out or hypothecate if these people are buying Bitcoin. Do you remember this? This was when Jamie Dimon was on CNBC. This is so important. This is the last time I'm ever going to talk about this on CNBC, so help me God. Told host Andrew Sorkin, it does nothing. I call it the pet rock. Jamie Dimon on Bitcoin. And then these headlines are comical. So this is how they shift their narrative slowly, then suddenly. And what they've just done is pretty insane. So Jamie Dimon says Bitcoin doesn't have value as JP Morgan teams up with BlackRock on the spot Bitcoin ETF. February 25, according to JP Morgan, the halving of Bitcoin has already been priced in. On the same day, or very similar, the day before, JP Morgan CEO Jamie Dimon sells off $150 million of shares in the first ever sale since taking over the banking giant. Couple of things here. CEO JP Morgan Chase Thursday sold $150 million worth of shares in the banking giant. First time ever in over 18 years. Why now? According to a filing with the US SEC, Jamie Dimon offloaded 822,000 shares in the sale. Wow, he's still got a measly 7.7 million shares in the company. Well done. No wonder they're so afraid of Bitcoin when that much money is at stake. Since Dimon became CEO in 2006, the value of the company's assets, along with its stock value, has tripled. The bank reported a 35% jump in profits in the most recent quarter. The Associated Press recorded the largest ever annual profit to any US bank in 2023, raking in $4.6 billion. In response to the massive profits, the board gave Dimon a 4% pay bump to 36 mil, including his base pay and performance-based share units. Wait, there's more. Dimon chose to sell the stocks for financial diversification and tax planning purposes, and that he continues to believe the company's prospects are very strong. And then we get the Bitcoin price. I'll bring it up here in the background. The block clock is not loading. 53,898 as $150 million has been sold by JP Morgan. We've got a couple more threads to pull on this. JP Morgan, remember when he says, who cares about Bitcoin? It's amazing, the narrative. Shout out to everyone that is here watching live or watching the replay.
Governments, and this is not a technological statement, governments are going to crush it one day. Governments like to know where the money is, who has it, and what you're doing with it. When governments...
He had also famously said he wants to shut it down, and then this is who is selling stock at the moment. We have Jeff Bezos, $8.5 billion, the Waltons, $4.5 billion, Mark Zuckerberg, $430 million, JP Dimon, $150 million, Mark Benioff, $140 million. What do they know that we don't know? And then breaking, major US bank goes big on Bitcoin. JP Morgan announced plans to offer an actively managed Bitcoin fund to its private wealth clients. I remember in 2001 they brought this up and I thought they started trading. And they announced it again. The major high net worth individuals, the private wealth clients, are selling their funds, and the big banks are catering for that money to go elsewhere. I wonder where it's going on a day like today. Remember, even Elon Musk's Tesla still holds 9,720 Bitcoin. This was yesterday, so it's the value is a little bit more than 503 million, but they bought it at a cost base 337.5 million. They did obviously sell a huge lot last cycle and may have created the top or close to the top in there. And then we see Michael Saylor is continually stacking sats. He purchased an additional 3K through MicroStrategy, so they now hold over $10 billion worth. Slowly, then suddenly we've got a little bit more to get through. But just shout out to everyone that is watching live, that's here in the chat. Andy Surfer, Baseline Benny, good morning. Gargoyle, Brian D, Jake Thomas, Darren in the house. Phil, Diamond hit CNBC turn on Bitcoin tells me they're buying. They are too smart not to understand this. Larry Fink going through, and shout out to Phil for that comment. Larry Fink going around the world saying this is a flight to quality. All these billionaires, multi-millionaires are selling Bitcoin. Bitcoin's pumping very clearly. I know a lot of us are pushing the green button. We've been pushing the red button. None of this video is financial advice. But are these millionaires, are these billionaires starting to do it? Are they going to Larry Fink's infamous flight to quality? It's slowly then suddenly. I think we have won, ladies and gentlemen. This is absolutely massive. Jamie Dimon is way too smart. 150 million. You don't think he's going to buy one Bitcoin? We know his daughter owns 2 Bitcoin, or used to own 2 Bitcoin. How many Bitcoin now does she own? Is it hundreds? Is it thousands? Is it tens of thousands? Maybe not tens of thousands. Jamie Dimon's certainly in a position to just stack 1,000 bag, be a Bitcoin whale, say nothing. His daughter owns it. And we may see this trend more and more. It'd be really interesting if we could find out who is going into this Bitcoin active managed fund for high net worth individuals. Shout out to Average, Geo in the house, into the forest. Brizzy here, but listening. Gargoyle, the goat sailor, just bought another 3K, G squared. Gus and Morgan, all Silas in the house. Good to see you. If you can smash the like button, we'll carry on, because people are losing it. They're not doing the right thing. They're basically, somebody got into their Binance account, they had 2FA, somebody hacked into their social media as well to get the 2FA. Everything has gone off Binance. They locked them out for about 2 minutes time. That's why we need to take our Bitcoin off the exchange. Holding cold storage. I was talking to someone yesterday. They reached out to me. Shout out to you, and I hope you don't mind me sharing the story. Is they had Bitcoin from the Celsius refunds returned to them, got sent to them on Coinbase, and this isn't spreading FUD, this is what I know so far. They withdrew $10 of it to be able to see if it worked, if it arrived in their wallet. Best practice, yeah. Did the right thing, went to move the rest of it, and Coinbase sent them a letter saying, no, you cannot withdraw this until April for your safety, for your protection, to make sure that you are not being scammed. That, to me, sets off alarm bells that Coinbase is with the ETF. The ETF is gobbling up a huge amount. Are they having liquidity issues for retail investors? Or what is happening in April that they're not willing to tell us about? It's really interesting. I hope they do get their coins off that exchange as soon as possible. Hopefully they can talk to support and stuff, but make sure that Bitcoin is off the exchange. And I want to shout out to today's sponsor, the Bitcoin Way. They can truly help you. They've helped me take my security to the next level, get extra Bitcoin off the exchange, do all the best practices. They can help you with multi-sig, planning for the future, retirement planning, multi-sig, so much more. Basically, making sure you are following the best practices. It's locked down. If something tragic was to happen, your spouse, your partner, somebody would know how to be able to access your Bitcoin. If you don't want to donate it, I've made it super easy. There is a link below. I know a lot of people are having a lot of success with them, and I have as well. And that's why we've teamed up, myself and the Bitcoin Way. Reach out today. Definitely not a poet, and you know it. So shout out 54,000. Let's go. Let's bring up the big green button. Ladies and gentlemen, Bugger's saying 54,470. If I come over to the charts, which are not so good, let's just see where we started a little bit earlier today, because this is frozen. 53,619. I can see 3, 6, and 9, the numbers of the universe. And let's hit refresh and see where it sends it. 54,398. Let's update coin 360. No luck in the background there. 54.4 on CoinGecko. It's over 54, baby. Let's go. 56 next. It's up and to the right. That's the power of Bitcoin. What makes me most sad of all, and let me bring it up here. We're not getting the time chain. Calendar loading this morning. I have no idea how many sats we can get for our USD. Maybe it's only 1,800 today per one USD. Wouldn't that be insane? And then it's going to be under 1,000 one day. It's going to be under 500 one day. And we're all going to be like, I wish we got more Bitcoin. Do you reckon Jamie Dimon is buying Bitcoin? You need to watch what they do, not what they say. He's so vehemently against it because he understands that Bitcoiners have won. Bitcoiners are the new financial elite. But people with resources, like if they didn't, he's too smart. He didn't get where he is now from not paying attention and understanding. He may fud it with misinformation propaganda. I have a feeling he probably is buying. Let us know what you think. And to think the stock market is down today too. We are starting to decorrelate again, which is good. If they start money printing, if they drop rates, everything's going to be correlated again. Bitcoin's just obviously the fastest horse in the race. Don't really want it to be moving as quick as it is, but we are making the most of it. Now let's carry on. There is some cool news. Bitcoin, new all-time high. All the miners, 55% sustainable energy. Bring on the FUD. Bitcoin uses too much energy. It's also advancing the world's energy and the sustainable scheme. My wife and I have very, very, very different ideas in regards to solar, wind turbine. I think they're a load of codswallop. I don't think they're great for the environment at all. They just clear all this land, put out these big blades in the sky, and then big flocks of birds go in there like, okay, and then we've deforested, we've got it. Yes, we've got lots of sun. At the top of Australia, there's putting this massive solar array, and they're going to send the power to Singapore, not even back into Australia. Maybe it's a Singaporean company. But the technology's just not there yet. And when they need to dispose of the blades and they just dump them in the Daintree rainforest, nah, not for me, man. I'd much rather nuclear, but Bitcoin is supporting the grid, helping out, making that sustainable Ponzi scheme actually sustainable. That's the power of Bitcoin. I think Larry Fink, orange-pilled demon, let's go. I see a God candle in our future. The halving is priced in. What a silly comment. Daddy-o, Jamie Dimon. I think Jamie protests too much. It's interesting, hey, how vehemently he comes out and attacks Bitcoin. It's always right jab, right jab, right jab all the time. And he's probably just stacking it with his left hand. Every time they get a little bit of a dip, he's like, I haven't bought enough Bitcoin. Let's put out some FUD article. Let's quickly buy, squirrels it away. And then he's like, all right, now let's start offering it to the high net worth individuals. There, BlackRock ETF just broke 1 billion in trading volume for the day. Let's go. Bitcoin half priced in. Obviously, mathematically incorrect. 100%. They don't understand that the actual supply, the daily supply, gets cut in half. Isn't it absolutely spectacular? We've got CJ Constantino. Maybe. I'll make sure I get that last name right. Coming on Friday. Today is Tuesday. So if you haven't already, hit subscribe for that. And while we're here, read the books or eat the bugs. Bitcoin Evangelism, it's a fantastic book. Brian D. Mint, the author, he's a legend. He's a cool dude. The book is super cool. I had somebody reach out yesterday. Sorry, book. Shouldn't be slapping it like that. It's a really good book. And said they've read it twice. Now, it is really good for friends, family, for yourself. It's good Bitcoin read. There is a link below, and the reason I bring that up is because he's sponsoring the channel, but the reason he's sponsoring the channel is because I believe it's such a good book, and I was bringing the book up before he was sponsoring the channel. And I brought Brian on twice now for an interview, but way back when, in the early days, because I love the book, love what he is doing, who he is as a person, incredible guy. Anyway, he's got a new book out. We brought up this yesterday. And I got a quote in the book, read the books or eat the bugs, and read the Bitcoin books. It's that time when Bitcoin starts pumping. The reason to read the books is because Bitcoin's so fascinating. But the volatility, the up, down, sideways, 4, 5, 6, let's go. Get used to it. This is just another day in Bitcoin. Those $10,000, $20,000 days, the meager days, in some countries will happen. Those $100,000 dollar candles, whether they call their currency the dollar or not, and we're starting to see those already. It's a good time to be here to enjoy Bitcoin. It's why we're all here. And the world, it's changing. It's healing. This is Vivek Ramaswamy in Malay, Javier Malay, and they're talking real economics, more so. It's super cool.
Marxismo afuera. Afuera.
Just on that, Gargoyle thinks who's calling me out. I said somebody reached out to me yesterday and they've already read it 2 times. I have read it 2.5 times. Well spotted, Gargoyle. Love to see that you are paying attention there. I'll restart this video. Let's get it.
Marxismo afuera. Afuera. Howdy, congratulations. Thank you very much. Very happy, and you're more of a Mises guy, I'm a Hayek guy, but there are good synergies between the two. And we want to bring that mentality to the U.S. So that's what we need to learn, how you actually shut things down.
Pero uno de los más maravillosos pensadores de la libertad fue Murray Rothbard.
Oh, that's right, very much so, very much so. And so you can't reform these agencies, you have to shut them down as you're doing. And so I'm glad you're doing that. You set a good role model.
Así es.
We want to bring that to the U.S.
Tomen la patente de afuera.
Afuera.
Afuera. How awesome is that? You can't cut them down. You just need to shut them down. You need to get rid of them. They're talking about politics, first handshake. That's the conversation they're going to. These are the people. Obviously, he's not getting president. Maybe he gets VP. Maybe he gets president VP next term. At least people are starting to wake up. And he became pretty popular. I like Vivek Ramaswamy incredibly from a very privileged place. Now, the reason I bring this video up is because Elizabeth Warren is one of the dirtiest snakes in regards to Bitcoin. She's a little weasel. She gets in there and she says all this nonsense. And she looks like she's doing the right thing. She's so great. And we have Javier Malay, who will jump on commercial airlines with people. I don't know if he always does that all the time. I highly doubt it. I'm not saying that. But on the other hand, we have Snake Woman, and it's not because she's male or female. It's just because of her actions and the words and the misinformation, the lies, the propaganda, the mind viruses this lady puts in. So this is Elizabeth Warren here, jumping out of a private jet. I'll just get rid of the sound. It's pretty noisy airport sound. As she's getting out here, just wait for it. So here we go. She comes out. And as she's coming out, she realizes she's being recorded right now, and she hides there. She knows she's a snake. She knows she's doing the wrong thing by people, and she's being funded to spread those lies, misinformation, and propaganda. Now Bitcoin's pumping. Are we going to get more of this? I'm sure Elizabeth Warren's not going to sit down and shut up. It'd be nice, but Bitcoin, regardless, is winning. What, they're going to come at us with our energy narrative? Let them. Let them. Bitcoin's 55% renewable energy. I think that's the most amount of people live. Shout out to everyone that is watching live. You're all legends, and the replay. Hit the like if you feel like it. Do or do not. There is no try. Now, Oliver. We bring Oliver up all the time. He's a very interesting man, really interesting. He's got some really good X spaces. I still go to call it Twitter all the time. The reason I bring Oliver up is he came and he's a trader, and he's a very good trader. He understands the markets. He does not trade Bitcoin. He trades everything else for Bitcoin. Bitcoin's not about buying and selling, buying and selling, buying and selling. And that stack going down over time. Bitcoin's about buy, stack, and chill. They're the 3 rules. Buy, stack, and chill. That's all we need to do to get filthy rich. Because real wealth, which is Bitcoin, it's the only real money there is. There is nothing else. And whether the banks and the world economy fails this year, next year, 5 years, 15, 20 years, we see that we're in this debt-death spiral. But anyway, getting back to Oliver, he was a trader. And he still is a trader, a really good one, but he just keeps stacking Bitcoin, stacking Bitcoin, stacking Bitcoin. He has some really good things to say. And I like what he says about the price around the halving. We're pumping. Maybe tomorrow we're dumping. Stack and chill. Not financial advice, but study Bitcoin. That's huge advice. And you get to read the books, so you don't need to eat the bugs. However, the price up, down, and sideways, but up to the halving, it can get very volatile, and we're starting to see that. But what Ollie has to say here, we're 55 days out and 8,027 blocks away, so this was written yesterday, which is estimated to occur April 21st. If that happens on the 4th, 2024, that's the fourth halving, 21 million in 2024. Which is pretty cool if it aligns like that, or 420, that meme day there. And I did steal that mathematics, the for the 21 and the 24 off X there, credit where credit's due. Anyway, the price at each halving is one of the very few price points that really matter in my opinion. Most prices are rather meaningless despite our constant attention to them. I believe there is a decent possibility that we blast upwards before the 55 days are up. Welcome to today, ladies and gentlemen. Breaking the mild historic slope. You see, this is if it were to occur, start the swoosh part of an S-curve. Constantino, CJK, when he comes on Friday, we'll be talking about that S-curve, the death spiral that is happening. So a good reason to hit subscribe at the notification because we will go live on that one. Anyway, while it's typically dangerous to say this time is different, I just can't be denied that it is. All the stars and the planets are aligned in a way never seen before. We shall see. No matter what happens, though, you still need to stack harder. Let's go. All right, I know I interrupted that a couple of times. What he's saying is the price at the moment is irrelevant, but this time is different. Stack as much as possible and then chill, enjoy it. And then we get these big, beautiful green days, the ads on here, and all the S coins to the side. I hide them all because they're all a mind virus. Anyway, 54,215, or we come back to this and we hit the refresh key, 54,400. What a day. Anyway, let's go through it now. What was the low in the last 24 hours? I need to zoom out. We're learning together, ladies and gentlemen. Appreciate y'all being here. See, if you zoom in too much, it disappears. There we go. $3,000 move. And it's just another day. What's today? Tuesday. Welcome to Tuesday, ladies and gentlemen. Monday evening for people there in the States. And we're at 54,000. So it's even higher. It is even higher. It's almost a $4,000 move. And this is nothing. We've said $5,000, $10,000. It's now $10,000, $20,000. Maybe we need to go $20,000 or $30,000. Let's just wait until it happens. But $10,000 daily candles, they're incoming. What a day. You're probably all very wealthy. And what I was getting back to way earlier when I went way off tangent is Bitcoin is the only true wealth. You hold it, you store it, it will be the most pristine collateral. And that's something I'm going to dive into with CJ. But once you buy it, you never need to sell it. You're all good, unless a family emergency or whatever, but have funds on the side so you don't stress about Bitcoin. So you don't put yourself in a position where you need to buy. We need to sell. The market cap, always put yourself in a position to buy. So anyway, the market cap is over $1.05 trillion. For everyone that's here now, as we go through this bull market, and if you haven't already, the subscribe button, it's free. Be super cool. As we go through this bull market, we're going to see this number here. I'll try to zoom in. 1.053 reach 3 trillion. We may see 5 trillion. It's just going to tick up through the millions, the billions, the tens of billions, hundreds of billions, and then into the trillions. But Bitcoin truly is going up forever, subject to a black swan event. If it's going to happen to the Bitcoin blockchain, BlackRock's still a interesting vehicle of attack, but more in regards to a 6102 where they just take the Bitcoin out of the ETF. That I don't think has, I think it's got a high probability but a low likeliness, if that makes sense. Like, it's very easy to fathom that they would try to do it. Interesting with Coinbase as well in regards to what they're doing. And another reason Bitcoin's going to keep going up is because hash rate's going to keep going up. People are going to be incentivized, and there's going to be a base case to buy Bitcoin. Riot's building another facility, the world's largest Bitcoin mine, Riot. There we go. Bitcoin is winning. Now, shout out to everyone in the chat. Let's start at the bottom, work the way up. Gargoyle, you are your own bank with Bitcoin. Bug, I mined 7 Bitcoin in 2015, still looking for the E-machine. Hard drive, have you checked under the floorboards? Where else could people put it? I don't know, behind the hot water heater, maybe up in your attic, or maybe at that time you didn't think much of it and in the bin. You know, so much Bitcoin has lost. I really hope, Bug, you do find it. Cano, since the ETF settling cash only, they already serve as a 6102, sort of. Yeah, very, 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 yeah, 100% right. 100% right. Isn't that some food for thought? Shout out, Cano B. I think I saw somewhere today, Grayscale is slowing down the dump and hence the pump. And we did see as well on last Friday, they had their smallest outflows. If that trend continues, that's absolutely fantastic. They've gotten a little bit pumpy. Maybe we get a little bit of a dump, but they've just got continuous buyers now, and especially as pension funds, retirement accounts start buying Bitcoin. Retail's not even here yet, baby. Google Trends. I'll bring it up on Bitcoin Google Trends. Let's see if we're getting a little bit of, when it asks, would you like precise location? No, I would not. Like Google to know exactly where I live. I live in paradise. Google can know that for sure. So this is the past day where our Bitcoin's gone up a little bit, but let's just zoom out a little bit, even to the last 90 days, probably highest. January 2024. Jan 11th, there we go on the ETF day. How interesting. The day that it came out. Last 12 months, we are gaining. Absolutely fantastic. And if we go to the past 5 years, which will include the last bull cycle, we're way off. Retail is not here. These spikes here, that's retail coming into the market. It's when everyone starts talking about it. Yous are all so early. Well done. 6102 wouldn't fly for an ETF. Remember, the banks own the politicians. Banks instructed government to embrace it. Also, the bankers, like, they own the Federal Reserve. The bankers own absolutely everything. JP Morgan's the largest shareholder of the Fed, and the Fed's a private institution putting private profits back into. No wonder JP Morgan had its record-breaking year in 2023. If things do get dystopian, touch wood, they don't. I'd rather plan for the worst and hope for the best. So I'm actually optimistic, but I still think about these things. If they were to go after Bitcoin, it would be through the ETF. Would it be good? No. Would Larry Fink allow it? No. Maybe these people are after world domination. And Bitcoin, if it's that global reserve asset, do they care? If they, like, these are the people that are deciding anyway. $54,849. Let's go. Don't you feel a little bit sad when it's pumping? Because you're like, what if it doesn't come back down? Did it just peak if we go? Oh, sorry. Go over to TradingView. And we should be able to get like 5-minute charts. Or 1 minute. That'd make you sick. $54,840. Are you ready? Do we get $55,000 today? It's like a moment away. It's a sneeze away if it feels like it. I don't know, up, down, sideways. It makes me sick. I want more Satoshis. Anyway, it is what it is. 54,935 on Coinbase. People are already paying 55K for Bitcoin. BlackRock, 1.1 billion trading today, reported on volume. Look at the that cliff face. I'm buying 1 million sats at a time, so these pumps aren't that big of a difference yet. Nice. Damn, heading to 55K. Shout out to Peggy, Darren, AJ in the house. Mike D, Jamie has been orange pilled by his daughter. Yeah. Well, he is probably the one that orange pilled her. He's just putting on this brave face. Is 4.3 Bitcoin enough, you reckon? It's any Bitcoin lower than, like, more than zero is enough. Like, obviously, I say to people, if they can get to 1 Bitcoin, do everything you can financially. Big boy pants, ladies and gentlemen. Big boy, big girl pants. Let's be very fair on this show. And just stack. But then whatever number it is, 4, 5, 100, 1,000, it's never enough, if that makes sense. If Bitcoin plays out, just whatever you're comfortable with, have a plan, get as much as you're willing to still have a good life, a good sleep. And it's important to get a little bit of a hustle going now, because the next, like even the next 6, 12, 18 months after the halving, and we're probably not going to pump on the day of the halving. That just doesn't happen. Usually we go up and then we drop down in a J and then we go up into that parabolic S curve of the hockey stick. By that time, it's probably a little bit too late. 4.3, you're doing way better than like 95% of the millionaires on planet Earth. But what are you comfortable with? If you've got $100 million in the bank and you've only got 4.3 Bitcoin, I'd question that. If 4.3 Bitcoin's your entire net worth, that's absolutely insane, maybe a little bit irresponsibly long. But we're here in Bitcoin, and I don't know if being irresponsibly long is a bad thing, at least for me, but ladies and gentlemen, you do you. You're going wild in the chat. There's no way I can keep up. It's 6:09 a.m. It's 21 million good. Come on, guys, Mr. Android. But the ETFs are here now, so anything is possible. There's 100 Bitcoin, only 100. Come on, guys, you need to up your game. Let's go and stop sharing how many thousands of Bitcoin you're holding in your pocket. It's exposing you. You're the new elite. Well done. I won't tell you that I'm a Bitcoiner, but there'll be signs. Have you seen that meme? And there's like Batman at the range. And he's just dressed there in a Batman thing. Bitcoin, it's that FU money. It's that flight to quality that Larry Fink is talking about. It's an amazing time to be here, to be alive. Make the most of it. If Jamie Dimon is not buying Bitcoin, I would be so surprised. Truly, I would be so surprised. In some roundabout way, are we ever going to find out? I highly ever doubt that. Maybe in 5 years, oh yeah, I bought some of that, and it'll be a little bit of a thing within Bitcoiners, but nobody will care given enough time. But his daughter, his wife, a trust, there's some way that this dude is stacking. Otherwise, he really is brain dead, in my opinion, just because he's got so much surplus cash. Anyway, that's my opinion on the matter. You're all legends. Hit subscribe if we vibe. Smash the like button. We'll see you on the next video. We'll see you tomorrow live yet again. And let's see what these banksters are up to, where Bitcoin's going. Follow me on X at SeanClark911. We'll keep you updated on these bubbly days. Let's finish it on a 69. Be blessed.